Welcome to GlocalBuzz. Experiencing the stillbirth of a child is a profoundly heartbreaking event, and several celebrities have experienced this. Here we make a list of celebrities who lost a baby to stillbirth. Before moving forward, don't forget to press the subscribe button. Now back to the list. 1. Lily Allen. Lily Allen, the British singer and songwriter, tragically experienced a stillbirth in 2010 while 6 months pregnant with her son. The stillbirth was reportedly caused by a viral infection, specifically a condition called listeriosis, which can be contracted through contaminated food. Allen has spoken about the devastating emotional impact of this experience and has been an advocate for raising awareness around pregnancy loss. Despite her loss, Lily later went on to have 2 daughters, Ethel Mary, born in 2011, and Marnie Rose, born in 2013, with her then-husband Sam Cooper. She has described motherhood as a transformative experience that brought her joy and a renewed sense of purpose. 2. Marianne Faithfull. Marianne Faithfull, the renowned singer, songwriter, and actress, experienced the tragedy of a stillbirth in 1968. This deeply personal loss occurred during her relationship with Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones. Faithfull, who was by then a full-blown cocaine addict, was pregnant with Jagger's child. She gave birth to a stillborn daughter whom she had named Karina. Faithfull's relationship with Jagger began to deteriorate in the years following the stillbirth, and the couple separate in 1970. Faithfull, who already had a son Nicholas with her first husband, John Dunbar, lost custody of Nicholas in 1970 due to her struggles with substance abuse, which led to her attempting suicide. 3. Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy Teigen, the model, television personality, and cookbook author, experienced the heartbreaking loss of her third child, Jack, due to a stillbirth in September 2020. It was caused by complications due to partial placental abruption. The loss was publicly shared by Chrissy and her husband, musician John Legend, in an emotional and deeply personal social media post. Chrissy turned to therapy, writing, and leaning on her family and friends for emotional support. In early 2023, Chrissy and John announced the birth of their 4th child, Esty Maxine Stevens, through IVF. Chrissy often spoke about how Jack's loss influenced her appreciation for her family and the miracle of new life. 4. Jennifer Syme. Jennifer Syme, the actress and personal assistant, experienced a stillbirth in 1999 while expecting a child with her boyfriend, actor Keanu Reeves. Jennifer Syme and Keanu Reeves were expecting a baby girl, whom they planned to name Ava Archer Syme Reeves. But Ava was stillborn at 8 months of pregnancy, which was a devastating loss for the couple. The stillbirth put significant strain on Syme and Reeves' relationship, and they amicably separated shortly afterward. Jennifer reportedly struggled deeply with the loss of Ava. She sought therapy and treatment to manage her depression and emotional pain. On April 2, 2001, Jennifer Syme tragically passed away in a car accident at the age of 28. She was driving home after attending a party when she lost control of her vehicle. Her death added another layer of heartbreak to the story and profoundly impacted Keanu Reeves, who mourned both the loss of Ava and Jennifer. 5. Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers, the iconic comedian and television personality, gave birth to a stillborn son in 1957. This occurred while she was married to her first husband Edgar Rosenberg. The loss was deeply painful and left a lasting impact on her life. Joan later said that the tragedy brought her and Edgar closer for a time, as they leaned on each other for support. The couple went on to have a daughter, Melissa Rivers, in 1968. 6. Adam Goldberg. Adam Goldberg, the actor and filmmaker, experienced the devastating loss of a stillbirth. He and his partner, Roxanne Daner, lost their first child, a son, during pregnancy. Goldberg has been open about how this tragedy profoundly affected him, sharing his experience in interviews and on social media. The couple later welcomed 2 children, but the pain of their loss remains a significant part of their story. 7. Katey Sagal. Katey Sagal, known for playing Peggy Bundy on the sitcom show Married with Children, experienced the heartbreaking loss of a child through stillbirth in 1991. She was 8 months pregnant with her daughter, Ruby Alexandra White, when a baby tragically passed away before birth. At the time, Sagal was married to her second husband, drummer Jack White. The loss was a profound and devastating event in her life. After the stillbirth, Sagal and White eventually had 2 more children, both born via surrogacy. 8. Annie Lennox. Annie Lennox, the renowned singer and songwriter, experienced the profound loss of a stillbirth in 1988. While married to her first husband, German Hare Krishna devotee Radha Raman, Lennox gave birth to a son, Daniel, who was tragically stillborn. The loss occurred during a challenging period, coinciding with the pressures of her burgeoning solo career after the success of the Eurythmics. Lennox later went on to have 2 daughters, Lola and Tali, with her second husband, filmmaker Yuri Fruchtman. 9. John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy and his wife, Jacqueline Kennedy, experienced the profound loss of a stillborn child in 1956. Their first daughter, Arabella Kennedy, was stillborn. The stillbirth of Arabella had a lasting impact on Jacqueline, who carried her grief privately. The Kennedys went on to have 3 more children, Caroline, John Jr., and Patrick, though Patrick tragically died shortly after birth in 1963 due to respiratory distress syndrome. 10. Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte, the actor, experienced the devastating loss of a child through stillbirth. In his memoir, Rebel, My Life Outside the Lines, published in 2018, Nolte shared that his first child, a son, was stillborn. The stillbirth occurred during his first marriage to Sheila Page in the 1960s. Despite this tragic experience, Nolte went on to have 2 children later in life, son Brawley Nolte with his third wife Rebecca Linger, and daughter Sophie with his longtime partner Clitty Lane. 11. Demi Moore. Demi Moore, the actress, has shared her experience with a devastating stillbirth in her memoir, Inside Out, published in 2019. During her relationship with actor Ashton Kutcher, Moore became pregnant with a baby girl they planned to name Chaplin Ray. Tragically, she lost the baby at 6 months of pregnancy. Struggling with grief, she turned to alcohol and began to relapse into substance abuse. The loss of the baby and the strain on her personal well-being contributed to challenges in her marriage to Kutcher, which ultimately ended in divorce. 12. Lana Turner. Lana Turner, a prominent actress of Hollywood's golden age, experienced a stillbirth. In 1956, while married to actor Lex Barker, Turner discovered she was pregnant, but gave birth to a stillborn baby girl 7 months into the pregnancy. This event deeply affected her, as she had been eagerly anticipating the arrival of the child. 13. Debbie Reynolds. Debbie Reynolds, the beloved Hollywood actress and entertainer, also experienced the heartbreak of a stillbirth. In 1960, during her marriage to singer Eddie Fisher, Reynolds gave birth to a son who tragically was stillborn. But she was forced to carry a stillborn child to term, as the 1973 Roe v. Wade law was not yet passed. She revealed this during a 1989 interview with Joan Rivers.
So I had Carrie and Todd, and I wanted to have 2 other children. And I got pregnant. I was very lucky in that sense right away. I was pregnant 7 months, and the baby died inside of me. But I didn't know it. You know, it just sort of shrunk down a little bit. And in those days, there were no abortions allowed, whether you were ill or whether you were raped or whether the child died, which is disgusting to think that there. So I had to carry the child full term.
Knowing it was dead.
That was the law. It didn't matter. It had to abort itself. It could not be taken from me. It's insane to think that really could be.
And you said you would go to parties and people would say to you,
"How's the baby? What name are you going to name the baby?" You know?
That is it. Thank you for watching. Check out other videos from this channel. Please press like and share on this video, and don't forget to press the subscribe button. Until next time.